Aren't gimbals brilliant? They've been around a few years now, and you can connect your smartphone and then move it around, and you make videos that look smooth, almost like a Hollywood or TV show. You can talk directly to the camera just like this without any shaking. You can even run with it, or if you fancy it, you can jump! And there's barely any judder at all. And with the iSteady V2, you get AI face tracking and special effects bundled in too. Well, that's the idea. I'm Christian from Make Use Of, and this is the Hohem iSteady V2 AI enhanced gimbal. Let's put it through its paces. Measuring just 179 by 79 by 39 millimeters when folded, and shipping with a USB cable and tripod with 1/4-inch screw attachment, this gimbal weighs just 585 grams. The gimbal handle features a thumbstick for controlling the angle of your phone, 2 multifunction buttons and a zoom slider on the side. Suitable for phones measuring 55 to 90 millimeters wide and up to 280 grams, the clasp is designed to grab pretty much anything phone-sized. We tried it with an iPhone 12 SE, a Sony Xperia and a Doogee S9 V, and only the last of these, a ruggedized phablet, failed to fit the gimbal. 3 motors, one for each axis, are powered by a 2800 mAh lithium-ion battery with 9 hours of standby time. Thanks to the included USB Type-C cable, this can also double as a portable charger for your phone, useful for long shoots. This battery also powers the Ring LED, which features 3 brightness settings. This is activated using a small button on the top of the gimbal alongside the AI sensor. Promising stabilisation through 320-degree tilt, roll and pan, the Hohem iSteady V2 can potentially produce videos from new and unusual angles without all the usual shake and judder you usually find from holding your phone's camera freehand. Mounting your phone on the gimbal is straightforward, although it does depend on you correctly unfolding the device. I failed to do this on the first attempt, it's my first gimbal incredibly, and soon found myself cursing my stupidity. Nothing was broken, but the results were ridiculous. Syncing over Bluetooth via the mobile app is straightforward and unlocks the AI tracking features. The gimbal works nice without the app too, which is a nice touch. During testing, I found that the gimbal and phone would not connect, but this was resolved by resetting the Bluetooth connection. The main purpose of a gimbal like this is to enjoy smooth, shake-free video from your smartphone camera. Initial testing, therefore, took place in woodland, with me chasing my kids around some trees, first with the phone attached to the gimbal, then with the phone held in just my hand. The difference is striking, but unsurprisingly, holding the gimbal means that the phone is largely cushioned from shocks and jarring motion, which is where the 3 axes come into play. While the gimbal can't handle a full 360 degrees of motion and is likely to flip the phone over should you attempt to rotate it by hand, it can nevertheless help you to produce some stunning camera work. But what about that mobile app? Several advantages are gained from using it. It's available for Android and iPhone. You can configure the controls on the gimbal, for example, leaving the thumb to push left for left or reversing if this is preferred. Object and face tracking can be toggled, gestures for recording modes used for hands-free time-lapse mode enabled, and the various moments initiated. These include an inception mode, dolly-style zoom, and panoramic mode. And they're all designed with social sharing in mind. Shipping with a soft grey bag, the Hohem iSteady V2 is easily carried around. Folding down to around 7 inches, you can slip it in your pocket, bag or hang it from your belt. There's a cord for securing the gimbal itself to your wrist, along with a tripod. This addition, alongside the app, makes the gimbal perfect for YouTubers and other direct-to-camera recording purposes. But what can you do with this thing really? Well, sure, you could just walk the streets getting a POV of everything you do saved for posterity. But let's face it, that's a bit dull. As well as trying the Hohem iSteady V2 AI gimbal in some woods, I tried it on the beach, at a castle, a derelict abbey, a fairground, near some factories and even an interactive historical museum. As a first-time gimbal user, I've been pretty much blown away by the Hohem iSteady V2 AI gimbal. It seemed to handle every single challenge I threw at it. It's as perfect for running and jumping as it is for following targets, and it is ideal for just placing on the tripod and talking. Add a little facial detection and you can move around and the gimbal follows. The app offers much, but the moments don't really do much other than add bells and whistles. And the autofocus is a bit of a pain. The real hidden feature of this gimbal is its potential longevity. Lightweight with useful phone charging feature and a handy carry sack. The Hohem iSteady V2 is far better than I expected any gimbal to be for that price. I've already started using it in other review projects and beyond work, and expect that I'll be using the Hohem iSteady V2 until it eventually wears out, which I hope won't be for a very long time. If you've enjoyed this review, subscribe to the Make Use Of YouTube channel where you'll find more reviews like this, tutorials and even some giveaways.